accepting Gucci, there was nothing really that you could have done to save those babies. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those who are new here, my name is Caroline Mhlanga, and to all my returning subscribers, welcome, my person. You are most welcome. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you for showing me some love. Thank you for being patient with me. So guys, I hope most of you can tell the difference between the old Carol and the new Carol. I don't think this is the new Carol. This is the in process Carol. Anyway, jokes aside, guys, I've been saying that I want to sit down and update you guys. Where have I been? And update you guys. Why did I start YouTube for like 2 months, 3 months, and went AWOL? So I've been procrastinating to do this video, and please excuse me for my voice because I figured if I don't sit down today and do this video, I might not do it because I'm towards the end of my pregnancy. I'm 8 months pregnant today as we speak. So yeah, the big announcement, guys, is that we are pregnant. We are pregnant. Like, look at God. Look at God. Look at what Sonini Nanini can do. Like, I'm very humbled. I am very pleased. I'm very happy. I'm grateful. And yeah, like, I think my words, they are not enough to thank God of how He's been good to me, how He's been good to us. But yeah, guys, the big announcement is that I'm pregnant, and please, sorry for like going AWOL, because the last time I saw you guys, I was taking just a break to just listen to myself and figure out most of the things in content creation, because I'd started with just like a bang, right? And a lot of things had set me back because I had this high anticipation about things, and when they didn't happen, it created a lot of pressures for me. I had anticipated, yeah, like, one thing about me, I'm a dreamer. I am a dreamer. I would set goals, and when I set goals, I work towards those goals. And if I can't achieve those goals, or I look back and I see that I haven't reached my target, it creates a lot of stress on me. And that's something about content creation that I would sit down and talk about some other time. But now, let's focus on this content of the video. So yeah, guys, after last year, after a month, when I said I'm taking a break, I announced here on YouTube that I'm gonna take a break. I found out that I'm pregnant, and so I want to share my story on how did I get pregnant, the trials and tribulation before that. Because it's been a lot. It's been a lot. So I'm having my cranberry juice. Sorry, like, I'm very thirsty, and now and then, for those of you who knows with now and then, you'd like lose your breath as you talk, right? So I'm having something to like keep myself hydrated, because I'm still a bit blocked from the flu, but I'm recovering very well because it's been hectic. Has it been a week? It's been a week actually since like I had this flu. So guys, just a little bit of my background. I am 30 years old. I turned 30 this year, and I got married in 2021, and so I think we have like now what It's gonna be 3 years since we are married. Yeah. Um, I have 3 years. We're gonna turn 3 years September since we have gotten married, and so the little bit background, it's that yeah, I've known my partner for what, like for 6 years now. Yeah, for 6 years. I've known him for 6 years has been a long time. Yeah, I will. But you know what? When you look back, like it feels like it just happened now, because you get to that space whereby, man, you are settling with your partner. You have like you feel like you have blended very well with your partner. So yeah, that's just a little background of myself and my marital status, right? So in 2021, um, we found out that we were pregnant in June, right? 2021. And I think when I took the test, I was like 3 weeks plus or something. Yes. And then, yeah, we're so much thrilled about it. We're so happy. Not so happy like my husband, because he always wanted us to have, like, he wanted, I think he was ready to have a child then. And on my other side, I was not really like on about like having a child then, because I felt like there's still a lot of things that I need to do. I'm still finding my feet again in my career. So I was staying at home and I got employment July, right? And July, it's been like after a month now since we found that we're pregnant. So one day I wake up, I am not feeling okay in the morning. I was still working from home by then. So I wake up, I'm not feeling okay. It felt like stomach cramps, right? And I text my husband, I'm like, dude, I'm not really okay. But I would monitor myself, because when I go to the bathroom, I'm seeing some bloodish discharge. So I don't know what could that mean, but when I search on internet, it says that there's like, it's normal to have those, to have spotting. They call it spotting implantation. They call it spotting in the early pregnancy, right? It's like, okay, cool. But please let me know if you're not getting any better. I'm like, I'll do that. Coolly. Um, the day proceeds. As it proceeds, the cramps are getting worse now, and now it feels like period pains, and the bloodish discharge. It's now a lot more than what I was seeing in the morning, right? And then I tell my husband, then he schedules an appointment with the GP. And when we get to the GP, he comes back home, fetches me, we go to the GP. Now we are rushing to the GP because the pains have gotten worse, right? When we get there, um he puts us he puts me on the sauna. Is like, oh, okay, I can see you are really pregnant. Here's your baby. He shows me a little thing on the scan, right? And I'm like, oh, okay, nice. Then now we are excited to see this little thing. But us not knowing that we need to actually hear the heartbeat, right? As much as it's like 4 weeks, or because when we got to the doctor, he said we are 6 weeks pregnant. So by then, it could have been possible for us to hear the heartbeat. But unfortunately, we didn't know that we need to ask for that. And we didn't know that the machine that he was using as well could not detect heartbeats. Then he says, I must take some rest from work because it could be Nakona, I'm overworking myself, and it's still the early pregnancy. It's still the early stages of my pregnancy. So I must try to take it easy. If possible, he's gonna book me off. Yeah, I need to get a pillow, guys. Sorry. Sorry, guys. I needed to get a pillow. I needed to get like a cushion to support my back because I'm starting to feel some pains. Cranberry juice is the best. Cranberry juice is the best. So back to the point. Where was I? Yes. So now the doctor tells us that everything is fine. Just take some rest. From work. I'm gonna book you off actually for like the next 3 days or 4, and let's see if you feeling better or not. And then the bleeding, it's probably gonna stop, right? And he gave me something for pains. I don't remember what did he give me, but he gave me something for pains, right? And it was in the afternoon, I think around 4 p.m. when we left the doctor. Then off we go home. The pains are still there, right? And I'm like, this is not normal, right? Because after some time when we at home, I could feel that I'm not getting any better, even after what I took, what I got from the doctor. I don't remember what was it. Was it Panados or what? I don't remember. So cool. I then say to my husband, I'm not coping. These things are getting worse. And he's like, okay, I'm actually scared now, Mina Manj. Let's rush to the hospital. And it's in the evening now. We go to Mediclinic. We go to Molmed. We go to Molmed, yes. When we get there, I am not myself. I am now, was I on emergency? Oh no, we didn't go to Molmed. Where did we go? We didn't go to Molmed. We went to Unitas, right? Went to Unitas. We went to emergency because now it was bad. Went to emergency. I don't even know how did I go from home to the hospital. What I remember is that I remember my husband pushing me in a wheelchair at Unitas. That's what the memory I have, right, of the trip. And then not so long after that, they admitted me. My husband explained to them what's happening, what has been happening today and all that, and they admitted me. I got admitted at Unitas that night. They gave me something for the pains, or they checked me. They checked the baby first. They're like, let's check and let's see what's happening, right? Because manje, the blood, it's too much even. And the doctor checks, and after checking, I think he goes off. She comes back like after an hour, 30 minutes. I am in pains because I think they said they can't give me something for the pains until they check what if the baby is fine or not, right? And the doctor comes back to me and she's like, the doctor that you went to, did you hear the heartbeat? Did he check for the heartbeat? I'm like, no. He didn't check for the heartbeat. And then it's like, okay. So, but he was supposed to check the heartbeat. I'm like, I don't know I didn't know that he's supposed to do that. But he didn't check the heartbeat, right? Okay. And it's like, I'm sorry, I come bearing bad news for you. Like, And I think my mind was not in a right state because I was dealing with this pain that I can't take, that they couldn't give me anything for it by then, right? Then she tells me that you have lost a baby and you were having a miscarriage. By the time the blood was coming out, it was a miscarriage. Oh, I couldn't, like, it felt like I'm dreaming, actually, to be honest. I'm like, okay. And it's like, okay, but now let's focus on you. You're gonna try to put something for you for paint. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, not a problem. Then she gets me that. And I remember that time, I think I was private. I was not on medical aid, I was private. Then the nurses, they keep on checking me. They're like, if you're on private, they're gonna charge you a lot of money for you to sleep here, right? I think that's what they said. So we're gonna give you something and prescription for you to take and try to go home after the drip, after the drips are done, right, for the pains. And we're gonna give you this other pill, iso finish up iso it's gonna finish off the abortion. That's how the name that they used is, like, it's gonna finish off clearing what's inside. Then after that, you need to go to a gynae and go for cleaning. I'm like, okay, not a problem. And we needed to, like, leave that night. Then they signed me off. Then we needed to leave that night, and we got home. Now the pains were better, and now I think I was still processing the whole thing. Uguti, I lost the baby. Like, njani, like, what could have I done to prevent that happening? Have I been negligent? Have I, guys, it was just a lot. And honestly, when those things happen, 99% of the time, it has nothing to do with what you have done or what you could have done. It just happened, right? And then, cool, the following day, we schedule an appointment. We go and see a gynae, right? See a gynae. I think that's the first time I met my gynae. It's been like, what, 3 years now? 4 years since, yeah, we've been together. Since we've been using the gynae. So that's when we met the gynae. And then he says, yeah, really, you need to go for cleaning because there's a lot that is happening. He said, Wuti, everything has been, the baby has been fully aborted, right? That's the term they use. The baby is fully aborted, but you need to clean now because there's a lot of barraking that remains inside of you. And then he's like, so we're gonna go for the cleaning. And then he booked me for cleaning. Then we went for cleaning. The worst experience ever. But like, when it's time for you to go through it, you need to go through it. So I think I went for cleaning for that in that day, and I came back. For the next few days, I was still recovering because my body was just going through a lot. I was still feeling pains, but not too much. So yeah, it was just hard, guys. And in that miscarriage, that when it happened, it was unfortunate that we're in a process of planning for a wedding that was happening in September, and now it was July because we lost the baby in July. So I think because we were planning the wedding ourselves, right? It was, it didn't really hit us, but it hit us. We got distracted with the planning of the weddings, right? So it happened, and August, I think we went for a holiday or something. We're always distracted after that miscarriage. Then September, we went and got married, then came back. Then not everything was fine, but we were still recovering, right? And trying to digest everything that has happened. Then we moved on. So after their first miscarriage, I think most of the thing, like you have so much hope, Oguti, because they normally say that no, it's not gonna take you time. You're just gonna fall pregnant again, and I think I was just looking forward to that. That it's not gonna take me longer. I'm still gonna get pregnant. I have hope that I'm gonna get pregnant very soon. So that gave me hope, right? And then the year finishes still. Now we are like trying to like conceive. A year finishes, there's nothing that is happening. The following year, first half of the year, nothing happening. Now I start getting worried. I'm like, but they said we're gonna like fall pregnant very fast. Why is this? Like it's almost a year since we lost our baby and nothing is happening. Then I think we consulted. When we consulted, um, yo, I think I was mad at my gynae that day. He's like, he checked me and is like, there's nothing wrong with you. It's like, there's nothing wrong with you. You guys just need to keep trying, and you're very fertile. I'm like, this doctor, does he hear himself? It's been a year. We've been trying to have a baby, and there's nothing happening, and he's gonna tell us there's nothing wrong. What does he mean? Like, literally, what does he mean? I was so pissed off. But then off we went. I think not long after that, right, when we consulted with the gynae, we fell pregnant. It was it July? Yes, around the same time we fell pregnant. And when we fell pregnant, then we fall pregnant in July, right? Then oh no, we didn't know that we are pregnant. July I got sick. I got flu. Okay, around this time, around June, July, every year, like I'm always like getting flu and all that, right? Because of the change of the season. And then I get like hectic flu. But the flu, it's not the normal flu. My body feels so weird. My body feels so strange. And I remember I was at work this day. I told my supervisor, I'm like, hey, I'm not coping, dude. I need to go and consult. And then I now go to my regular GP, right? Not the one that we consulted the previous year. I go there, then they say to me, and strange enough, they normally don't ask me this. They're like, are you pregnant now? I'm like, no, I don't think so. Or maybe the GP picked up of the symptoms that I was telling her that was going through my body, that maybe I might be pregnant. I don't know. I told her that no, I don't think I'm pregnant. And then we took the test at the clinic, at the GP. After taking the test they come back positive. But the positive, she said the second line, it's very faint, so she cannot really be sure that I am pregnant, or I might be pregnant and in the early stages of my pregnancy. That's why maybe the pregnancy test can't detect the results correctly. And it's like, I'm gonna send you to the lab, and let's find out from the lab if you're pregnant or not. Okay, cool. Now I have this flu. I can't get a prescription for the flu. I need now to wait for the following day. Did we take the test the same day? Oh yes, we took the blood test the same day, right? Went to the lab, took the blood test, and she said she's gonna follow up for me with the blood test because as soon as possible, because I need to get medication for the flu. I'm like, okay, not a problem. So when I come back now that day, I feel so worried, and I share with my husband, and our minds, our emotions, they just go all over the place because we are now scared to go to what if we are pregnant? What if what has happened last year, it's happening again? So we are very like, yo, we are scared. I don't think that day we even ate at night. That day it was just so sour. It was just so sour. And we need to wait for tomorrow. Go home. And when we go home, at night, I can't sleep. I'm having pains, cramps. I'm having cramps. They start the same way, like as like your stomach cramps. Then it feels now more of what do you call period pains. Guys, please excuse me for my lips. My lips are peeling since I think since my that trimester. My lips have been peeling, and then the at night I am having now pains, right? Start having pains. I tell my husband, I'm like, babe, ish, I'm not okay, but I think we can wait until morning, right? Because they are not bad. In the morning, I think it's in the AMs. Now it's getting worse. We wake up. When we wake up, we rush now to Molmed. But on our way, as me, I'm not okay, physically. The doctor calls me. It was so early. I think the first thing that she did when she got to her office, she just followed up on the results. Because I think it was just before 8 or something, if I'm not mistaken. She calls me, is like, Karen, I got your results here. They came back. Unfortunately, even on the blood test, my lips are peeling. Guys, sorry, my lips were distracting me. It's like I have your blood test with me, and unfortunately, the blood test, even on the blood test, there's like a small positive result. You were pregnant, so it looks like you were pregnant and you lost your baby. Oh, because I was also on my thingy, I was approaching my periods, and that night I think the reason I had a lot of stomach cramps is because now the periods were coming, right? But it was my date. It was my date for my periods. I was like, so it looks like you've lost the baby. So please go to rush to the hospital, go and see a Ganya and see what was really happening. I'm like, for some awkward reason, I still have hope, Wuti. No, man. It's in the early stages of the pregnancy, and I am really pregnant. Excuse me. But another part of me, because of what happened last year, is like, no, girl, you had another miscarriage. Yo, guys, that on our way from our place, like, because she called us not so long after we left the house. When we got to the hospital, I was not okay. Was not okay, and I remember crying. I remember like tearing apart from to Pretoria, because moment is in Pretoria. I was tearing apart. Like I couldn't feel myself. I couldn't make sense of anything, right? And there was like that 1% that was hoping with you. No, when we get to the Ghana, he's gonna tell us that we are really pregnant, right? We haven't lost the baby. But the reality was also like sinking in to say, Guti, so really we lost another child. I remember guys crying and screaming in the car. I was sitting in front, and you know that crying, you know that when you're so emotional, like you feel like that you can just open up yourself and take away the pain, or you feel like you can just throw yourself to the ground, like you don't know what to do with yourself. And I could see my husband, like his heart was like literally sinking, and he was driving, and even worse. It was, yeah, it was just a lot. And I don't think there's, ooh, I'm sorry guys, I didn't want, because I don't want coming here and crying, right? Because I believe I have left that space, right? I believe that I'm way over that space. But there's nothing that feels worse than like being told that you lost a child. There's nothing that feels, I don't know guys, that pain was just too much. It was just too much. And I could see my husband, he didn't even know how to help me. And I believe now he was also hurting because of the news that we just got. But with that 1% hope, we get to the hospital, and they're like, okay, we're gonna send you straight to the lab to do the blood test again. They send me to the lab, and they say that I must come back tomorrow to get the results. They gave me something for pain as well, and we left. When we left, came back home, it was just another danger. Those 2 days, I think it was like we are not in a real world. It was like we are not in a real world. We just living J. We just breathing J, but as peel. I don't know if I'm making sense. Anyway, the following day we go back to the hospital. We get the results. They tell us the same thing, that the blood test, they keep on fading. The positive pregnancy, it keeps on fading. So I think she told me a percentage, and even the one yesterday from the GP told me the percentage. Like, so probably you had a miscarriage. But they perform another blood test on me. They're like, you come back next week so that we be sure. And they check me, but they're like, there's nothing inside. So I think your periods, they have taken out those things, the remains, right, of the pregnancy. And unfortunately, we can't tell you how far were you, because the miscarriage has already happened. And yeah, I think that was just it. The second results that confirmed to us that, babe, really this has happened. And yeah, the second miscarriage, for me, it really hit hard. it was just a lot for me to take in, and plus the fact that I didn't even know that I was pregnant, and I still had that guilt, same feeling to say that maybe I could have done things better, maybe I could have not exercised more. Like you get all of this guilty thoughts, negative thoughts to say, Guti, if maybe I could have not done this, if I had done this, maybe I could have saved the baby. And like there was literally nothing that possibly I can do to save the baby. And it's only now, or it was only after some time, to say that after accepting Guti, there was nothing really that you could have done to save those babies. And if it was if it was meant to happen that way, it was gonna happen that way. There was nothing that you could have done to prevent it. Guys, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't know that this video, like me doing this video, will take me like way back. I'm ruining the makeup. Sorry guys, and I didn't come here on this video like to sit and for you guys to feel sorry for me, because I have moved, like it's just that other things, even though you have moved from them, you can't forget the feeling that you felt, right? Even though you would feel you are healed, you can't really forget how you felt that time. So as you look back, as you take a step back to what had happened, it takes you back, right? And not that to say that you have not healed, but there's no painful thing like losing a child, guys, whether born or unborn. And as a mother, you feel the pain more, because it goes to, as I'm saying, Guti, you cannot take away you can't forget how the pain that you felt in your body, nonetheless the feelings that you were feeling, but the physical pain that you really felt in your body, it what's adding to your pain, you understand? So clearly that was our second miscarriage, and it was just a lot after that. I think we couldn't we couldn't be like really normal, be normal, like we're not normal people after that. We're just living, just pushing every day to get us through. And again, because of work and all that things, they keep you, and all those things, they keep you distracted sometimes. But yeah, the pains were just there. And the second miscarriage, it really hit us the worst. And because now there was nothing that was like full-time distracting us, right? And yeah, it was just too much. By God's strength, we continued praying, we prayed about it, and every day we're asking God to give us strength. Because if it was not for Him, I don't think we could have gotten through our days back then. So our family was also very supportive. I remember my mother-in-law and my father-in-law, that same weekend they drove all the way from Pumalanga, like 6 hours, 5 hours drive to come and just to check up on us, to be there, take care of us because we're still weak, right? They came in and yeah, they stepped in. I remember my mother, my sister, they were just like talking to me like now and then, checking up on me, checking up on us. And yeah, the support was like really, um, I appreciate the support that we got. And after then, I think we asked for like an appointment at church, right? Because the things, I think, if I'm not mistaken, our relationship, it also affected our relationship because I was going through so much pain, my husband was going through so much pain, and our relationship was decaying. Not to a sense that we didn't love each other more, we didn't love each other anymore, but to a sense that like each of us were trying to deal with our own pains. And we booked for counseling at church, I remember. And the appointment, it was, this is 2022, the appointment was never scheduled. But we kept on attending church, and I think even the environment at church, it makes you feel better, it makes you feel way better. And by then, honestly, we didn't really afford counseling, right? Did we? No, I, I, I don't think it was a matter of affordability because I was on medical aid. I don't know. I was just hesitant, or we're just hesitant about it. I don't know why we never um sought for professional help outside church. I don't know. Or maybe we're hoping that the appointment at church will happen sooner. Probably. I don't remember. Because I don't think, I was about to say it was maybe affordability, but no. I was now back on medical aid because I was working. And yeah, that happened. And we decided to we're not gonna try anymore because we don't want to be in the same space. I was not taking any contraceptives. I was not taking anything, but in my mind I was like, we struggle to fall pregnant again, right? So probably we're not even gonna fall pregnant anytime soon, right? So that should be the list of my worries, and I'm not expecting to be pregnant. And yeah, we reached a mutual agreement with my partner that we'll just let things be. When it happens, when it with God's timing, it's gonna happen. It might not be this year, but let's just heal from what we've gone through and take it day by day. Then we'll see where does the road lead us. And then so yeah, that was it. That was the rest of 2022. Us breathing through the wound the rest of the year. And 2023, we're just living our lives, man. Life has gotten better now. I think we're even better financially. We're even better emotionally. Our relationship was at a peak now again. And yeah, we're just living life. It was so nice. And fast forward. Oh, another thing I wanted to mention, guys, is that the pain that you go through when you after miscarriages, right? It's so difficult for you to find the right support system, in a sense that they normally say that Guti, experience is the best teacher, in a sense that most of the people like bayazwelana nawe, but they won't understand what you are feeling, because most of the time you would get people telling you that, what do you call? You get people telling you that, no, those kids were not meant to be. You get people telling you such things. And you look at this person, you're like, it's not about that. It's about that I've lost kids. It's about that I've lost a child. It's not about Uguti. They were not meant to be. It was not the right time. And as well, the comments that we need to teach ourselves, guys, as most of us as ladies, as women, if possible, because it's difficult for you to understand if you have not went through the experience. But most of us, can we refrain from this thing, Yoguti? We now and then ask people, are you pregnant? That is number one. Number two, when are you getting pregnant? And especially if you are married, because most of, I don't know if it's what do you call that? I don't know if it's a stereotype thing to like assume that if a person is married, now they must have kids. It doesn't work like that, guys. It doesn't work like this. So I wish like we can educate each other for those ones who are still doing that, right? For those of us who don't know Wuti, let's refrain from commenting about people's wombs, especially. Let's refrain from saying, asking such questions. Because when are you having kids? Are you pregnant? You are gaining weight. You look like you're pregnant. Guys, we are going through a lot of things out there, and such comments 2024, I don't think we should be making as women. So sometimes it's very like difficult to navigate through your social or through the journey because of such people. Maybe they might be in your cycle, they might be outside of your cycle. So let's just be careful in what we say about Nje. If we can stop commenting about other people's weight, other people's pregnancy and marriages, let's just stop it. Yeah, but let's just do it. So yeah, I wanted to say that. And July, August, September, I think that's the last time you guys saw me, and I announced that I'm gonna take a break. And after September, after a month, then after September, yes, there was just a lot of things that I needed to do because I was also starting a business, right? As I'm starting a business and I'm thinking, I'm weighing my options, that the YouTube thing has been putting a lot of pressure on me, as much as I'm enjoying vlogging, but it's not the direction that I wanted it to take initially. So let me just focus on the business. And we started operating October in my business, and yeah, it was good, man. And October month end, I think I missed my period October, and I always had like pregnancy tests in the house, right? Sometimes I would just use them to confirm to myself that no, I'm not gonna get pregnant anytime soon. But I always had those. So it happened that I missed my period. And oh, just to touch base on what had carried us through as well after the second miscarriage, me and my husband, we had started praying together, and like full force praying, full on praying rather. And we were now like doing the midnight prayers, doing the midnight confessions, and believing God like for a child, believing God. We're just generally praying for a lot of things in our lives, but we're now like full on prayer, right? Starting praying together, worshiping together, especially at midnight. I think we did that. At first, it was so difficult because waking up at midnight, it was just something else. But we got used to it in a sense. Uguti, it started getting better in a sense. Uguti will even wake up before the alarm, or your body will wake up if there's the alarm or there's no alarm. So we started doing that, doing confessions together, binding and loosing things. And ever since then, guys, I don't want to lie, this guy's making noise. Ever since then, guys, like things became, most of the things in our lives became so clear. Most of the things in our lives made sense. And we also went for counseling September before I took the pregnancy. And funny enough, before the when we went for the counseling, before the counseling, we had bought, I think it's Fertility pills or what, Fertility Plus. I will put them on the screen here. We're like, babe, I think I think we're ready now to start trying. And then my husband even asked me, he's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, now I'm sure. I'm at the better space now, emotionally and physically. Then I bought this fertility pills at Clicks, I remember. Then when we got them, I didn't use them. They were on the in the car, like I think for 2 weeks or so. Then we went for our appointment. We got to our appointment. When we got to our appointment, counseling appointment, a lot of things were addressed, and a lot of eye opener things were addressed as well, on how to approach the spiritual things and all that and all that. So after the appointment, our counseling, we're like, you know what? God's timing, it's perfect. We're not gonna even use those pills that we got. When God has allowed things to happen, it's gonna happen, because we got a lot of understanding that before the child can come, we needed to break certain cycles in our lives. We needed to break certain routines in our lives. We needed to arrange certain things spiritually in our lives. So we're like, okay, so we're gonna continue Gendlela that we have started, the praying, the confessing of the word, right? And we continued that. After a month, then now I miss my period. I take a pregnancy test. When I take the pregnancy test, I think I was alone. Yes, I was alone. I was alone. It was in a Monday morning. Yes, Monday morning. And because now I am not really focused on getting pregnant, but I'm concerned that why did I miss my periods by a week? And I took the pregnancy test. I found out that it's positive. And I don't know, guys. So the other line was not really like red, but it was positive. And I went through a lot of mixed emotions at once. I cried, I laughed, I praised the Lord. I was just shocked. And I wasn't sure, is it really happening or it's not true, right? But it was such a joyful moment. And I remember that day I couldn't tell my husband. I'm like, no, I need to find a special way to tell him. And because of the faith that we had, or that I had at that moment, at that day, I was like, I'm not gonna even panic, Uguti. Why is the other line faint, right? It's there, it's positive, so I am pregnant. I'm not gonna even wait for a second test. And I don't do a second test, right? Funny enough, I'm like, no, I am pregnant. And I was like, let me find a special way to tell my husband. I couldn't tell my husband that night because I wanted to wake up the following day, do a smaller thing and surprise my husband. If I can still find the clip, I'll put it here. And then I went and bought like your newborn vest and what do you call, pants, right? And I waited for him to get back from work that night, the following day, and took the pregnancy test, put it on the bed. And when that man opened that door, Shem, he could not believe his eyes. He was just shocked. He was just really shocked. Then we started praying, thanking the Lord, praising the Lord. It was nice, guys. I don't want to lie. It was nice. It was a feeling or a moment that you feel like you can keep forever. So yeah, I think that was it. That's how I found out that I'm pregnant. And honestly, I want to sit here and tell you the truth that what got us through this, it's our faith. What got us through this, it's our belief in God. It's by God's power, not by our own power. We didn't do anything to like try to say, yeah, now we're gonna go and do this, drink this, what. We didn't do that. And I'm thankful that things happened the way they happened last year, especially regarding to our appointment, ear counseling, our prayers, and I'm just grateful how things were aligned last year. And it's true when they say Guti. It's true when they say Guti. God's plans, they are God's timing. It's always perfect. It's always perfect, and I will never doubt that God's timing is always perfect. And He says, the word says, I think it's James. The word says, Uguti, if you pray, you must not doubt at all. You must believe. I think I should open it. I wanted to share with you guys this word, and it's James 1 verse 6. It says, but when you pray, you must believe and not doubt at all. Whoever doubts is like a wave in the sea that is driven and blown about the wind. And honestly, guys, when we do the believing, God does the doing. God does His part. When we do the praying, when we do the worship, God does His part, honestly. And maybe someone might be like asking themselves, yeah, but I had so many miscarriages. I had went through this and this and this, and there's no hope for me, like, to get pregnant again. And I tell you now that sometimes you will try all those things, zinga succeed, but faith, it's our currency. It's what we buy things. It's how we buy the things that we pray for, honestly. And Mina, my God, has never like left me. Mina, my God, has never like abandoned me. Yes, there are times whereby you feel guilty. Yo, God, where are you? Why am I going through this, right? But I am at the point whereby lang understand akonoguti. Most of the things that we go through is for us to take a lesson. It's for us to learn things. It's for us to figure out things. Yeah, understand? And I'm so much grateful with you. God does His things. Gendlela I cannot buy how mina I want things to be done, because there's no much comfort that you can get than like surrendering your life or surrendering everything to God. There's no much peace that you get than giving everything to God, because after all, when all it's done, when you've tried everything, what you have, it's God. What do you have, it's Him. You understand? So yeah, guys, I'm just sharing this to encourage someone that it is possible. Luke 1 verse 37, it says, there's nothing that is impossible with our God. And there's nothing that is impossible with our God. It may feel like it's taking longer, it's taking forever, but if he had planned to do it, he's gonna do it. And I'm so much grateful that I have built this confidence on God. And I hope now, whatever that you go through, whatever that might be discouraging you and feeling that it's the end of the tunnel, you can reach a point whereby you have confidence in God. You can reach a point whereby you have so much faith in God that if he had put me in this earth, if he had put me here, he didn't put me here to suffer, because one thing about God, it didn't create us to come and suffer on this earth, right? So no, the pains, they are not part of his plans, but it's part of the journey of life. So yeah, guys, I have been talking. Oh, but I have not been talking for that long. So I miss you so much. I'm hoping I'm gonna do the last video before the bed vlog, right? And yeah, this is another episode of my pregnancy journey. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please, if you have any questions or more questions, please comment down below. And this video, it's from my personal experience. It's not medical advice. Right? So I love you a lot. I'll see you soon, and I hope you're good where you are. From me to you, peace.